Hello everybody, this is my first attempt at voiceover and making an actual video of what I did. This is a buddy of mine's farm that I've been going to for 35 years and never really did any deer hunting there. I just started a few years ago and haven't had any luck, but this is my first doe that I've ever got. Our first deer period, and this is some trail cam footage of what's out there, and I never knew there was so many deer around this farm. He has a couple dogs and they're always running around making a lot of noise, letting them be known that they're there. So you don't see many deer. We've seen some at the end of the field. We're hanging out and just capping off a couple shots with our guns and stuff, and but this overrun with does, and it's quite a few there. So, but this was my first kill, and I'm gonna go back out. But this was pretty good sized doe, and I didn't know there was so many does out there, so yes, it needs to be hunted. I mean, the whole time that I was staking the place out, sitting up in my stand, here I counted 13 deer running around. It was a pretty big herd, but they were 100 yards away, and I'm not going to take that chance with a crossbow. It's just too daggone far. And I don't want to take the chance of actually hurting one and then letting him get away. This is a little buck that came, and I was just assessing him. He was so young and small that there was no way I was going to nail him. He was probably a yearling, and he come out to the edge, and I guess he spotted my blinking lights on my camera, which I fixed. I turned those off because it definitely was a giveaway. This is my first attempt at trying to record a hunt. I still have some footage that I can't find. I don't know where it went to, but like I said, this is my first attempt, so we'll see how far this goes. And I'm using a Schwack broadhead on a crossbow. And there it is right there, and it did a pretty decent job. The first two are the mama and the baby that a friend of mine that owns this land is quite fond of, so I wasn't allowed to attempt to even try them, which I probably wouldn't because I'm pretty fond of them too. But there's a third doe that started hanging around with them, so they just happened. I had to break in the leaves, so they come out, and the mom and the baby come and separated from the other doe that had just started hanging around with them, and it was picture perfect. I mean, it just come out. The mama spotted me right about now, and she knew something was wrong, started stomping her feet at me. And I thought they were going to start taking off, and the third one over there on the left just kept lumbering up. She popped her ears up and then ignored it because Mama over there on the right was stomping her feet, and they didn't know what I was because I had already spotted them, and I had already been in position, so I wasn't moving or anything, but they could tell something was wrong. They frequent the farm. There's a bedding spot really close, so the doe on the left just turned to the left and just gave me the perfect shot, about 20 yards. The camera zoomed in right now, so that's the one on my crossbow. I can't find the footage from my GoPro that's on my head, but this one here, I got a glowed knock, and it lights up pretty good. So the doe takes one more step after turning broadside, and it was on. Right about here, it was like my adrenaline was pumping so much. I shot her a little high, but when I skinned her and everything, it was a double lung shot. She took off and run around the field for a few minutes, or not even a few minutes. It seemed like minutes, but she didn't know which direction to go in, and it was very quick. I had never seen something drop so fast and so close. She dropped about 30 yards from me. But I didn't move my camera because it was on my crossbow, and I wanted to make sure I keep an eye on where she was going and all that, and it just happened so fast. I slowed it down here so you could actually see where it hit. When she dropped, it brought it up a little bit, but it still was double lung. And that Schwack broadhead does some pretty nasty work. It bent the broadhead, which, shooting it out of a crossbow, I figured it would. It hit one of the ribs going in, and I'll probably have to get new blades for it, but it left a pretty nasty hole in her, and she died very quickly. She didn't suffer very much at all. So, and the mama's so confused that she just starts running around. If it was gun season, I could have probably got both of them if I was allowed to, because she just stopped and didn't know what was going on with the other one, so they were so confused, didn't know what hit them, and finally the other one dropped, and the mom and the baby ran off, and I was able to sit there and watch where the third doe dropped, and wasn't very far, and I could see exactly where she was. I have some footage of that one because I zoomed in, and it not very good quality. This ain't a very good quality camera that's on this, and this is the first time using it. It's just a little cheap camera, sport camera, so I'm learning. Probably get me a better quality or something other if I do this again. But this was my first kill, early season. Pretty good sized doe. She was hefty and pretty fat. She had already packed on quite a bit of fat on her. From when I skinned her, she had quite a few layers of fat on her. I mean, it was a lot. So, and that was my first time I skinned a deer and prepped her and everything. But I plan on doing it again since it's early season, and I can get 2 more. So, in the area that I'm hunting in, we're allowed 3. So, hopefully I'll get some more. That was pretty exciting. And here's my little trophy shot of my first doe. I had set my crossbow on the chair and took a video like this, and like I said, I'm still learning. It was pretty exciting, and hope to do it again. And here's a good shot of her when I found her, walked up on her and found her. It didn't take long. That hole was pretty nasty. That Schwack just really ripped right through her. It opened as soon as it got into her, and it's supposed to open after it hits the ribs, but when it hit the ribs, it opened up and pretty much ripped through her, and it was pretty fast. But it was a double lung shot. And thanks for watching. A like and share if you want. Thank you very much.